You don't feel that your immune system is great. You just notice, hey, I haven't been sick in almost 3 years.
Totally.
I was an elementary school teacher. I got everything. If it came through the classroom, I had it. It's been amazing to not get sick and not have inflammation. And it's because my innate immune system is happy. I'm feeding it something that's allowing it to not be overstimulated and to not be understimulated and to work just like it's meant to.
Let's dive into mushrooms. There's so many areas to dive into. And I mean, maybe let's take it to the beginning in terms of you starting this company.
So I think I'm a perfectionist, and my husband was project manager at the time and amazing with the logistics, sourcing the best. And that's where the company was born out of, is we needed something better. So when I started using these products myself, I bought what was available really in my health food store and got it home, and it was a product that was well known. It had a gazillion reviews on Amazon, so it must be fabulous, and didn't have any effects right away. But I also knew that mushrooms work best with prolonged use. So I was patient. And when I started doing more research into what I was taking, and there are other brands, I realized what I was taking had a lot of grain in it. And I had removed grain from my diet. So part of my transition off of the pharmaceutical was meditating every day, going to yoga, removing gluten, dairy, really all grain meat from my diet. So I really did a cleanse to see what I could add back. And when I realized what I was taking had freeze-dried brown rice in it, I thought, I don't need to be taking a supplement of something I removed from my diet. What's going on? And then you discover the whole fruiting body only versus mycelium on grain products in the mushroom world. And again, more and more research. We work with a naturopathic doctor here, and traditional Chinese medicine, fruiting body only, high potency extracts. More grocery store brands, what's really widely available is a mycelium on grain product that's super easy to produce. Grain is inoculated with spores or mycelium of the mushroom, and it is allowed to grow out. It happens fairly quickly. You get a large white mass, but the grain's still in there. It's dried, it's ground, it's put into capsules, it's sold as mushrooms. That was not okay with me. I thought, this is unethical. What is going on here? And when we started to source what was good product, it has to come out of Asia right now. They are light years ahead of us in the cultivation of these mushrooms, because these mushrooms are part of their history. This is where they grow in nature. This is where the research has been done since really the 1990s, when they were looking into shiitake mushroom and its compounds for cancer research. They're looking into turkey tail mushrooms and its compounds as pharmaceutical drugs in both Japan and China at the time. So we very quickly realized what we want, we can't get on the grocery store shelf. And if we want it in a therapeutic dose, we have to work with a naturopathic doctor to get it. And it came down, I'll tell you, it's 5 things, Samantha. And I wish that every store that sold medicinal mushrooms just put this poster in your store. How to buy high quality products. 5 things. 1, they have to be fruiting body only. It's where all of the beneficial compounds are concentrated. Mycelium has amazing beneficial compounds, but when it's all entangled in the grain and we can't separate it, those products just have too much grain in them, and it takes away from the potency. So they must be fruiting body only, just real mushrooms. They have to be grown on wood. So in nature, mushrooms have not evolved to grow on grain. They still grow on trees, they grow on logs, they grow on wood. So when we cultivate them to keep them as close to nature and to offer them the precursors to the beneficial compounds, we will grow them on the wood that they would be grown on. So chaga mushroom is a great example. It grows on birch trees. Betulinic acid comes out of the birch into the chaga, and that's why we get betulinic acid out of a chaga mushroom. If you grow it on grain, there's no source for that beneficial compound. So they have to be grown on wood. 3rd, they must be organic certified. There's too many mushroom products out there that don't have that organic certification. And when we're sourcing globally, it's a non-negotiable. We're bringing it, there's so much fear around products coming from Asia right now. And I think, when we get those certifications, it helps people to feel a little more comfortable. We do a ton of testing beyond heavy metals and all of the microbials, but organic certification is a big deal. It takes a long time to get it, and it's worth having it, and it gives us peace of mind. So they must be organic certified. 4th thing to look for is an extract, not a powder. So the extraction process is a big, complicated deal. It's fascinating to watch. And essentially, that is where we are getting this product to be bioavailable to us.
Right.
So we don't have the enzymes to effectively break down enough of the chitin wall in a mushroom to get to the good beneficial compounds. So extracting it gives us the beneficial compounds, and it concentrates them based on extraction ratio. So high extraction ratios like a 15-1 or a 12-1 give you a potent dose in a little bit. So that unlike me, I was taking half the bottle of lion's mane and then turkey tail because there wasn't
feeling anything.
That's it.
Yeah.
So the products we have made are super potent. You take a little bit and you're getting a therapeutic dose. And then that's the fifth thing is we want that company to tell us what is the quantity crude equivalent of the product you're getting. And here's the example. So if you look at a product today and it's got 500 milligrams of mushroom extract in it, is it just 500 milligrams? Or if it's an 8-1, let's say, extract, then you take the 8, multiply it by the 500 milligrams, and you've actually got 4,000 milligrams quantity crude equivalent. And now we're talking about what Health Canada considers a therapeutic dose. So fruiting body only, grown on wood, organic certified. It's got to be an extract, not a powder. It's got to be a therapeutic dose. Those are the products that we built.
And this is why I love them. And this is why I take them, because you actually feel a difference. And I mean,
you do.
I know we were just talking before we were recording. Reishi is my favorite, my go-to. Lion's mane is your favorite. We can always dive into those. Yeah. But it really has had a tremendous impact on my nervous system, on my sleep. I love it so much. And I've tried others in the past, and that's just not the case. It just, you don't feel anything at all.
Yeah, there's just not enough potency.
For sure. And with that said, I also think it's important for people to understand, when you take something like vitamin C or vitamin D, a lot of these products work on the cellular level. Same with medicinal mushrooms. So sometimes you might take them and be like, I don't really feel anything. But it's like, actually, there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
This is it. And I think that's what happened for me. So I was dealing with an autoimmune condition. This isn't something I'm going to cure overnight. This is something I likely did to myself unknowingly through diet, through what I'm exposed to the environment. For me, I fully believe connected to a leaky gut causing the inflammation. I feel like inflammation is the root cause of all of the big 6 health issues out there. So yeah, I think that we have high expectations. You take vitamin C, you take whatever one thing. Mushrooms are so different than anything else. And I think that fascinated me. We're talking about an entourage effect, to borrow from the cannabis industry, of these synergistic compounds all working together to fine-tune your systems, and it happens over time. And for me, it was that immunomodulating that we put on the labels that Health Canada allows us to put on everything.
Which is great.
Immunomodulate, you don't feel that your immune system is great. You just notice, hey, I haven't been sick in almost 3 years.
Totally.
Or if I get sick, it's not as bad as it would have. I was an elementary school teacher. I got everything. If it came through the classroom, I had it. It's been amazing to not get sick. And I know that, and not have inflammation. And it's because my innate immune system is happy. I'm feeding it something that's allowing it to not be overstimulated and to not be understimulated and to work just like it's meant to. And that happens with prolonged use. It doesn't happen because you took reishi one time or any of them.
Yeah.
So and I think, all of the mushrooms. So for Health Canada, they recognize 14 mushrooms of the 2,000 edible mushrooms that exist on this planet. 14 of them get the special title of being medicinal mushrooms or functional mushrooms. They all have immunomodulating properties.
Right.
That's the cool thing. They all do that. It doesn't matter which one you choose. They all have antioxidants. And I'm all about anti-aging right now.
Yeah.
But then each of them has that other superpower. So I love that you know your mushroom, because I think there's a mushroom for everyone, but not every mushroom is for everyone. So I love that you know it's reishi for you. It's a combination for me. That is the hardest part with our consumers, is helping them find their mushroom and stick with something long enough to know that's my jam. That's the one for me.